The darkness is complete. Not the darkness of night, where stars shine and the moon casts its silver glow. Not the darkness of a closed room, where light waits just beyond the door. This is the darkness that existed before darkness had a name, before there was such a thing as light to contrast it with, before there was space for shadows to fall into, before there was time for anything to happen within. This is the darkness of the unborn universe, the silence before the first sound, the stillness before the first movement, the absence that precedes all presence. Close your eyes. Let your breathing slow and deepen. Let your body settle into perfect rest. And in this moment, in this quiet space between waking and sleep, you are closer than you have ever been to understanding what it was like before the beginning, before the world, before the stars, before anything existed at all. There was nothing, and yet within that nothing, there was everything, waiting, dreaming, gathering itself together for the moment of creation. Tonight, we are going to explore the first symbol that human consciousness ever created to describe this impossible moment, the moment when nothing became something, when silence became sound, when darkness became light, when the universe was born. And the symbol our ancestors chose across every continent, across thousands of years, separated by oceans and mountains and vast distances of time and space, was always the same: an egg. The cosmic egg, the world egg, the egg of creation from which all things emerged. This is not a story of action or drama. This is a meditation, a gentle, contemplative journey into the deep past, into the mythologies of peoples who looked at the world and asked the same question we still ask: how did all of this begin? And they answered with an image so simple, so elegant, so perfect that it has never been surpassed. Before there was a universe, there was an egg, and the egg cracked. And from that crack, everything poured forth: light and darkness, heaven and earth, gods and humans, all of existence unfolding from a single, perfect, primordial egg. There is no urgency here, no need to understand everything at once. Only the invitation to drift, to float, to let these ancient images and stories wash over you like gentle waves. Let the rhythm of these words become the rhythm of your breath, slow, deep, peaceful. Our journey begins now, in the darkness, in the silence, in the infinite potential of the moment before creation. Let us descend together into the cosmic egg. In the beginning, there was nothing, but this nothing was not empty. It was not void in the way we usually think of void. It was pregnant, full, heavy with possibility. Imagine the moment before a seed germinates, the seed lying in dark soil, seemingly inert, seemingly dead, but within it, encoded in structures so small they cannot be seen, is the entire tree, the roots and trunk, the branches and leaves, the flowers and fruit, all of it waiting, compressed into this tiny kernel of potential. The seed is not nothing. The seed is everything, not yet unfolded. This is what the ancient peoples understood about the moment before creation. The universe did not come from nothing. It came from something that was not yet manifest, something that existed in a state of pure potentiality. And the symbol they chose for this primordial state was the egg. Because an egg, like a seed, is a perfect capsule of potential, Inside its smooth, sealed shell is everything needed for life: the white and the yolk, the nutrients and the genetic code, the embryo waiting to develop. The egg is complete, whole, self-contained, and yet it is also waiting for the right moment, waiting for the conditions to be perfect, waiting to break open and release the life within. And so, in the beginning, in the mythologies of the world, there was the cosmic egg, floating in the primordial waters, resting in the infinite darkness, existing alone in the vast emptiness. And within this egg was everything, all the matter of the universe, all the energy, all the laws of physics, all the possibilities of form, all the souls that would ever live, all the stars that would ever shine, everything compressed, concentrated, waiting in that perfect sealed vessel, waiting for the moment of hatching, the moment when the universe would be born. Let yourself imagine it. In the darkness behind your closed eyes, see it. A great egg, luminous, perfect, hovering in the void, its shell smooth and unbroken, its interior containing galaxies and atoms, mountains and oceans, past and future, all mixed together in undifferentiated unity. Everything that is, everything that was, everything that will ever be, all existing together in this one perfect form. The cosmic egg, the source, the origin, the beginning of all beginnings. We journey now to India, to the Vedic tradition, to some of the oldest sacred texts in human history. The Rig Veda, composed perhaps 4,000 years ago, though its oral roots stretch back even further into the mists of time. Here, in hymns of sublime beauty and profound philosophical depth, we find one of the earliest and most fully developed expressions of the cosmic egg myth. They called it Hiranyagarbha, the golden womb, the golden egg, and it was understood to be nothing less than the source of all creation, the birthplace of the universe itself. The Rig Veda describes it in language that is both poetic and cosmological. In the beginning, there arose the golden embryo. Born, he was the one Lord of every single being. He held in place the earth and this heaven. What God shall we worship with the oblation? The golden embryo, Hiranyagarbha, floating in the cosmic waters before time began, and from this egg the first being emerged, Prajapati, the Lord of creatures, Brahma, the creator god, the cosmic person whose very body would become the substance of the universe. But here is what is profound about the Vedic understanding. The egg was not created by anything or anyone. It was self-existent. It arose from itself, from the undifferentiated energy of the cosmos, from what the texts call Brahman, the ultimate reality that underlies all existence. The egg was the first differentiation, the first form to emerge from the formless. It was the boundary between non-being and being, between the non-manifest and the manifest. Inside the egg, all opposites were unified, light and dark, male and female, good and evil, life and death, all existed together, inseparable, whole.
And the egg floated in the cosmic waters, the primordial ocean that represented pure potentiality. These waters were not ordinary water. They were the substrate of reality itself, the infinite field of possibility from which all things could emerge. And the egg floated there for a cosmic year, for a kalpa, for an unimaginable expanse of time. Inside, the universe was developing, taking form, preparing for birth. And when the time was right, the egg split in two. The shell cracked, and from the two halves of the shell came the fundamental duality of existence. The upper half became heaven, the sky, the realm of the gods. The lower half became earth, the physical world, the realm of mortals. And between them, space opened, time began, and creation unfolded. But the Vedic texts go deeper still. They understood that this was not a one-time event. The cosmic egg continues to exist in a sense. It is the pattern, the template, the fundamental structure of reality. Every new beginning recapitulates the original beginning. Every birth echoes the first birth. When a human child forms in the womb, it begins as a single cell, then divides, then develops, growing in the watery darkness until the moment of birth when it emerges into the world of light and air. The human gestation mirrors the cosmic gestation. The womb is the egg, and we are all, in a sense, children of the golden egg, carrying within us the memory of that first division, that first breath, that first moment of becoming. Let this sink in gently. Let it settle. Feel how it resonates with something deep inside you. The knowledge that you too began in darkness, that you too grew in a sealed chamber, floating in fluid, developing from a single cell into the complex being you are now. You are a universe in miniature. You are the cosmic egg, hatched and walking in the world. And somewhere in the deepest part of your being, you remember. You remember the wholeness, the unity, the peace of that time before birth, before division, before the complications of existence. And you long to return to it. This is the longing that the egg represents, the desire to return to the source, to wholeness, to the origin. We travel now across the Himalayas to China, to another ancient civilization that told its own version of the cosmic egg story. And here, the egg is not abstract or philosophical, but embodied in the story of a being, a primordial giant named Pangu. And his story is one of the most beautiful, most profound, and most physically immediate tellings of the cosmic egg myth in all of world mythology.
In the beginning, according to Chinese mythology, there was chaos. Not chaos as disorder, but chaos as the primordial state of undifferentiated unity, where yin and yang, the fundamental opposites of the universe, were still mixed together, inseparable. This chaos took the form of an egg, a cosmic egg, black and vast, floating in the emptiness. And inside this egg, for 18,000 years, a being grew. This was Pangu. He slept in the egg, curled up like an infant in the womb, as the universe gestated within and around him. For 18,000 years he grew, and the egg grew with him, until finally he was ready to be born. Pangu awoke. He opened his eyes in the darkness of the egg, and he saw that he was enclosed, trapped, confined in this cramped space. And so he pushed. With his enormous strength, with the power of the universe concentrated in his body, he pushed against the shell of the cosmic egg, and the egg cracked. It split in two, and the two halves began to separate. The lighter, purer elements, the yang energy, rose upward and became the sky, the heavens, clear and bright. The heavier, denser elements, the yin energy, sank downward and became the earth, solid and dark. And between them, in the space that opened, stood Pangu. But the separation was not stable. The sky wanted to fall back down. The earth wanted to rise back up. The opposites wanted to reunite, to collapse back into the undifferentiated chaos of the egg. And so Pangu, understanding that his work was not yet done, took up a great axe, and he placed himself between the sky and the earth, and he pushed. He pushed the sky upward with his head. He pushed the earth downward with his feet, and he stood there, holding them apart. Every day, for another 18,000 years, he grew. He grew 10 feet taller each day. And as he grew, the sky rose higher, and the earth sank deeper, and the distance between them increased. And Pangu grew and grew and grew until the separation was complete, until the sky was so high and the earth so low that they could never reunite. Only then, after 18,000 years of this labor, did Pangu rest.
And then he died. His task complete, Pangu fell. His great body collapsed, and as he died, he transformed. He became the world. His breath became the wind and the clouds. His voice became thunder. His left eye became the sun. His right eye became the moon. His hair and beard became the stars scattered across the night sky. His arms and legs became the 4 directions and the great mountains that hold up the sky. His blood became the rivers. His flesh became the soil. His bones became rocks and minerals. His teeth became metals and precious stones. His sweat became rain. And the parasites on his body, the fleas and lice that had lived in his hair, became human beings. We are, according to this myth, the children of Pangu's body. We are made from the substance of the cosmic giant who broke open the egg and held heaven and earth apart. This is a creation myth of profound physicality. It tells us that the universe is not separate from the body, that matter and spirit are one, that the cosmos is alive, that it grew from an egg like any living thing, and that it was born through effort, through labor, through the deliberate action of a being who sacrificed himself so that there could be a world for us to live in. Pangu gave everything, his freedom, his life, his very body, and from his gift we received existence. The mountains and rivers, the sun and moon, the air we breathe and the ground we walk on, all of it is Pangu. All of it is the cosmic egg, opened and transformed. Let yourself feel the weight of this, the gratitude, the recognition that you exist because something, whether you call it Pangu or the universe or the source, gave itself so that there could be form, so that there could be differentiation, so that there could be a world. You are not separate from this sacrifice. You are part of it. You are made of the same substance. You are a piece of the cosmic egg walking around, experiencing itself, remembering its origin. Your breathing is slow now, deep, peaceful, and we continue our journey, westward this time, to the frozen north, to Finland, to a land of endless summer days and endless winter nights, where an ancient oral tradition preserved one of the most beautiful and strange versions of the cosmic egg myth. This is the Kalevala, the national epic of Finland, compiled in the 19th century from folk songs and poems that had been passed down through countless generations. And at the very beginning of this epic,
before the heroes and their adventures, before the forging of the magical artifact called the Sampo, there is a creation story, and it begins, as so many creation stories do, with water and with an egg.
In the beginning, there was Ilmatar, the virgin spirit of the air, daughter of the air, floating alone in the primordial waters. She was the only being in existence, drifting in the endless ocean, lonely and longing for creation to begin. And she floated there for 700 years, neither living nor dying, neither sleeping nor waking, suspended in that liminal state of pre-creation. Until one day, a bird appeared, a teal, a duck, flying over the endless waters, searching for a place to land, searching for a place to build her nest and lay her eggs. But there was no land, only water, stretching infinitely in all directions. The bird cried out in distress, and Ilmatar, hearing the bird's lament, took pity. She raised her knee above the surface of the water, offering it as a resting place, and the bird, grateful, landed on Ilmatar's knee. And there, on that small island of flesh in the middle of the primordial ocean, the bird built her nest, and she laid her eggs. 7 eggs. 6 were made of gold, 1 was made of iron. And the bird sat on the eggs, warming them, incubating them, so that they might hatch. But the eggs were not ordinary eggs, they were heavy and hot. The heat from the incubating eggs burned Ilmatar's knee. The weight pressed down on her, and after 3 days she could bear it no longer. She jerked her knee in pain, and the nest fell. The eggs rolled, and they broke. They shattered in the primordial waters. But they did not simply break and disappear. They transformed. The pieces of the eggs became the world. From the lower half of one egg came the earth, solid and firm. From the upper half came the sky, arching overhead. From the yolk came the sun, bright and warm. From the white came the moon, pale and cool. The fragments of the shell became the stars scattered across the heavens. The dark parts of the eggs became the clouds. And thus, from broken eggs, from what seemed like a disaster, the universe was born. The chaos of the breaking became the order of the cosmos. The destruction became creation, and Ilmatar, the mother of the waters, went on to shape the land, to carve out the bays and inlets, to raise up the islands, to bring forth vegetation and life. But it all began with the eggs, the cosmic eggs laid by a desperate bird on the knee of the only being in existence.
This version of the myth carries a different message than the others. Here, creation comes not from the intentional opening of the egg, but from its accidental breaking, from loss, from pain, from the inability to bear the heat and weight of potential any longer. Creation, this story suggests, is not always planned. It is not always graceful. Sometimes it happens because the old form can no longer hold, because the pressure becomes too great, because the pain of staying as we are exceeds the fear of change. And from that breaking, from that shattering, something new and beautiful can emerge. The egg must break. It is painful, but it is necessary. Without the breaking, there is no world. Without the shattering, there is no sky, no sun, no stars. Only the eternal floating, only the waiting, only the potential that never becomes actual. And perhaps you know this in your own life, the moments when everything broke,
when the shell you had built around yourself, the identity you had carefully maintained, the safe enclosed world you had created, cracked open. And it was terrifying, it was painful, it felt like destruction. But looking back now, you can see that it was also birth, that from the breaking came growth, that from the shattering came a larger, freer, more authentic way of being. You are always the egg, and you are always hatching. And every time you grow, the old shell must break. This is the wisdom of the Kalevala. The egg breaks, and it is both disaster and blessing, both end and beginning, both death and birth. Rest in this for a moment. Let it ease any grief you carry about changes, losses, things that have fallen apart in your life. They were the egg breaking. They were the universe being born. And you are still here. You survived the hatching. And you are larger now. The sky above is higher. The earth beneath is firmer. The sun shines brighter because you broke open, because you allowed the transformation, because you, like the cosmic egg, could no longer contain what was growing inside you. We journey now to Egypt, to the hot sands and the green ribbon of the Nile, to one of the most ancient and most sophisticated civilizations in human history. The Egyptians, whose priests and scribes preserved their wisdom in hieroglyphs carved into stone and painted on papyrus, who built monuments that have stood for 5,000 years, who understood the movements of the stars and the cycles of the seasons. They too had a creation myth centered on the cosmic egg. And like all Egyptian mythology, it is complex, symbolic, deeply encoded with meaning.
The city of Hermopolis, whose ruins lie in Middle Egypt, was the center of one of the most important creation myths. Here, the priests taught that in the beginning was none, the primordial waters, infinite and unchanging. And in these waters there existed the Octoad, 8 primordial deities representing the fundamental qualities of the pre-creation state: darkness and light, infinity and nothingness, hiddenness and revealed, water and dryness. These 8 were not yet fully formed beings. They were more like principles, like forces, existing in a state of potentiality in the cosmic waters. And from the interaction of these 8 principles, from the churning and mixing of the primordial energies, something new emerged: a mound, the first land, the Benben, the primeval hill, rising from the waters like an island. This mound represented the first differentiation, the first emergence of form from formlessness. And on this mound appeared an egg, the cosmic egg. And from this egg hatched the sun god, Ra, in the form of a bird, a falcon or a phoenix, depending on the version of the myth. And the sun god, emerging from the egg, spread his wings, and his first cry was the first sound in the universe, breaking the primordial silence. And light poured forth from him, and day was born, and Ra rose into the sky and began his eternal journey, crossing the heavens each day and descending into the underworld each night, only to be reborn each dawn. An eternal cycle of death and resurrection that mirrors the original birth from the egg. But there is another version, preserved in different texts, where the god who emerges from the egg is not Ra, but Thoth, the ibis-headed god of wisdom, writing, and magic. And in this version, Thoth, upon hatching, speaks, and his words are the first words, the primal sounds from which all language, all knowledge, all magic derives. He names things into existence, and in naming them, he calls them forth from potentiality into actuality. The power of the word, the creative power of speech, originates in the cracking of the cosmic egg and the first utterance of the newly hatched god.
The Egyptians understood the egg as a symbol of resurrection, of eternal return. This is why eggs were placed in tombs, left as offerings for the dead. Because the egg contains the promise of new life, the shell may seem dead, may seem like a stone or a piece of pottery, but inside, life waits, and when the time is right, it breaks forth. And this is what the Egyptians believed about death, that it was not an end but a transformation, that the soul, enclosed in the body like a chick in an egg, would at death break free and fly into the heavens to join the gods, to become one with Ra in his eternal journey across the sky. The tomb was the egg, the body was the shell, and at the moment of resurrection, the shell would crack, and the soul would emerge, transformed, glorified, eternal. This teaching brings comfort, doesn't it? In the darkness of your rest, in this liminal space between waking and sleeping, you can feel the truth of it. That every night when you sleep, you descend into a kind of death. Your consciousness fades, your body becomes still, you enter the darkness. And every morning when you wake, you are resurrected. You are born again. You break out of the egg of sleep into the light of a new day. This happens to you every day of your life. You die and are reborn. You close yourself in the shell and then crack it open. You are always practicing, preparing for the final transformation when the last shell breaks and what emerges is free of all limitation, all pain, all fear. The cosmic egg teaches that death is not to be feared. It is only another hatching, another birth, another beginning. We travel once more, this time across the vast Pacific Ocean, to the scattered islands of Polynesia, to peoples who navigated thousands of miles of open water in canoes, guided by the stars and the swells, who settled islands from Hawaii to New Zealand, from Easter Island to Samoa, carrying their stories with them, their myths and legends evolving and adapting to each new land while retaining their essential core. And at the core of Polynesian creation mythology, we find the egg once again. But here it takes a slightly different form. Here it is a coconut, the cosmic coconut, and from it all things emerge. In the beginning, in the Polynesian understanding, there was Te Kore, the void, the nothing, the absence. And from Te Kore emerged Te Po, the night, the darkness, the realm of potential. And in Te Po there existed an egg, or a coconut, or sometimes a shell. The myths vary from island to island, from culture to culture, but the essential image remains, a sealed vessel containing everything in undifferentiated form. And within this vessel was Tangaroa, the great god of the sea, or in some versions, Rangi and Papa, the Sky Father and Earth Mother, locked in eternal embrace.
The egg floated in the darkness, and inside, Tangaroa was cramped, confined, uncomfortable in the tight space. He had no room to move, no room to breathe, no room to become what he was meant to be. And so he pushed. He pushed against the inside of the shell with his hands and feet. He struggled, he fought, and finally, with a tremendous effort, he broke free. The shell cracked, and Tangaroa emerged into the vastness of the void. And he looked at the broken shell, the two halves lying separate, and he saw that they were beautiful. He saw that they had purpose. And so he took one half and threw it upward, and it became the sky, the dome of heaven. He took the other half and placed it below, and it became the earth, the foundation of all things. And from his own body came the other elements of creation.
From his flesh came the land, from his bones came the rocks, from his blood came the red clay, from his feathers came the trees and plants, and thus the world was born. In other versions, the egg contained not one being, but two, Rangi, the Sky Father, and Papa, the Earth Mother, and they lay locked together in the darkness of the egg, in a lover's embrace so tight that there was no space between them, no room for anything else to exist. And their children, the gods, were trapped in the darkness between their parents' bodies, cramped and struggling, unable to see, unable to breathe, unable to grow. And the children argued. What should they do? Some wanted to kill their parents, to tear them apart and escape. But Tane Mahuta, the god of forests, proposed a different solution. Let us not kill them, he said. Let us separate them. Let us push them apart so that there is space between them, so that light can enter, so that we can live and grow. And so the children agreed, and Tane Mahuta lay on his back and placed his feet against Rangi, the Sky Father, and pushed. He pushed with all his divine strength, and slowly, agonizingly, the parents separated. Rangi rose upward, becoming the sky. Papa remained below, becoming the earth, and between them opened space and light. And in that space, the children of Rangi and Papa could finally live and breathe and create. The world had been born not from cracking an egg, but from separating the two halves, from creating distance where there had been only unity, from introducing light into darkness and space into confinement.
The Polynesian version emphasizes something profound. Creation requires separation, requires loss. Rangi and Papa, torn apart, weep for each other eternally. Rangi's tears are the rain falling from the sky. Papa's longing rises as mist from the earth. They can see each other, but can never touch again. The price of the world is their separation. The cost of creation is that the primordial unity must be broken. And all of us, living in the space between sky and earth, living in the world that exists only because the egg was broken, only because the lovers were separated, we carry this grief, this longing to return to wholeness, to unity, to the enclosed, perfect, simple state of the unbroken egg. But we cannot return. The egg cannot be unsealed once it is hatched. The lovers cannot reunite once they have been separated. We must live here, in the middle world, in the space that was created by division, and we must make peace with that. We must find beauty in separation. We must learn to love the world that exists only because the original wholeness was sacrificed. And perhaps this is the hardest teaching of all, that to be born is to be separated from the womb, from the mother, from the original source, that to become an individual is to be cut off from the cosmic unity, that consciousness itself is a kind of exile, a falling away from the undifferentiated oneness of the egg, and that all spiritual practice, all meditation, all prayer, all yearning for enlightenment or salvation or return to the divine is the attempt to find our way back, to remember what it was like inside the egg, to experience, even if only for a moment, the peace of that original wholeness. This is why we close our eyes and sit in silence, why we seek stillness, why we practice letting go of thought and identity and separateness. We are trying to return to the egg, to uncreate ourselves, to dissolve back into the source. And sometimes, in deep meditation, in profound prayer, in the moments between sleep and waking, we succeed. The boundaries dissolve, the self becomes transparent, and for a moment, a precious, fleeting moment, we are back inside the cosmic egg, whole, undivided,
at peace. But we cannot stay there. We must return. We must wake up. We must put on the costume of individuality once again and walk in the world, because this is what we are here to do. To be the egg, hatched and walking, to be the universe experiencing itself, to be the separated lovers longing for reunion but learning to love in the space between. This is the gift and the burden of existence. The egg cracked, and we cannot put it back together. But we can remember, we can honor, we can know that we came from wholeness and we will return to wholeness. And in the meantime, in this life, in this body, in this moment of separation, we can still touch it, in silence, in stillness, in love. We can still feel the shell around us. We can still sense the yolk and the white. We can still know ourselves as the unborn, the eternal, the infinite potential that was and is and will always be the cosmic egg.
Let us bring all these stories together now. Let us see the pattern. From India to China, from Finland to Egypt, from Polynesia and beyond to cultures we have not even mentioned. The Orphic Greeks with their silver egg born of time. The Zoroastrians of Persia with their cosmic egg containing the spirit of good and evil. The indigenous peoples of Africa and the Americas with their own versions. Everywhere, always, the same essential image. Before there was a universe, there was an egg. And the egg contained everything. And the egg broke. And from the breaking came the world. Why? Why is this image so universal? Why does it appear in cultures that had no contact with each other, that developed their mythologies independently over thousands of years? What is it about the egg that speaks so deeply to the human understanding of creation? The answer is partly biological. We are creatures who reproduce sexually, who begin our existence as a single cell that divides and develops within a protected environment, a womb, an egg, before emerging into the world. We have direct bodily knowledge of what it means to grow in an enclosed space, to develop from simple to complex, to exist in potential before we exist in actuality. The egg is not an abstract symbol for us, it is lived experience. Every one of us was once enclosed. Every one of us hatched. But the answer is also deeper than biology. The egg represents something fundamental about the structure of reality itself. It represents the movement from unity to multiplicity, from simplicity to complexity, from potential to actual, from being to becoming. These are not just biological processes, they are cosmological processes. They are the fundamental pattern of how anything comes into existence. And ancient peoples, observing this pattern in nature, in the hatching of birds and the birth of animals, in the germination of seeds and the opening of flowers, recognized it as the pattern of creation itself. They intuited that if a bird begins in an egg and a human begins in a womb, then the universe itself must have begun in some cosmic version of the same process, in a cosmic egg, in a sealed vessel of pure potential that at some moment cracked open and released the multiplicity of existence.
And modern physics, strangely, wonderfully, has not contradicted this ancient wisdom. The Big Bang Theory describes the origin of the universe in terms that are remarkably similar to the cosmic egg myths. In the beginning, all the matter and energy of the universe was compressed into an infinitesimally small point of infinite density, a singularity. You could think of it as an egg smaller than an atom, yet containing everything. And then, approximately 13.8 billion years ago, it hatched. It expanded, it broke open, and in a fraction of a second, the universe inflated from smaller than a subatomic particle to billions of light years across. And it continues to expand to this day, the pieces of the cosmic shell still flying apart, still separating, still moving outward from that original point of unity. Science calls it the Big Bang. Mythology calls it the cosmic egg. But they are describing the same essential truth. There was a moment of origin, a moment when nothing became something, when unity became multiplicity, when the universe was born. And whether we understand that moment through mathematics or through myth, through equations or through the image of an egg, we are touching the same profound mystery. The mystery of why there is something rather than nothing. The mystery of how existence itself began. And this mystery is not only about the past, it is about every moment. Because in a sense, the egg is always breaking. Creation is always happening. Every moment, the universe is being born anew. Every breath you take is the first breath. Every time you open your eyes is the first dawn. The cosmic egg is not something that happened once, long ago, and is now finished. It is the eternal pattern, the ongoing process, the continuous unfolding of potential into actuality. You are the egg, right now, in this moment, and you are always cracking open, always hatching, always being born. As you lie here in the darkness, feeling your body completely relaxed, your mind drifting in that peaceful space between thoughts, you are very close to experiencing what it is like inside the egg. The darkness, the warmth, the sense of being enclosed, protected, whole. Nothing is required of you here. No action, no thought, no striving, only being. Only resting in the infinite potential of this present moment. You are the universe before creation. You are the egg before hatching. You are the silence before the first sound. And it is perfect, and it is peace, and it is enough.
And tomorrow, when you wake, when consciousness returns and you open your eyes and see the light and remember your name and take up the tasks of the day, you will be the egg, hatched. You will be creation unfolding. You will be the cosmic process made manifest. You will walk through a world that is always being born, always emerging from the shell, always breaking open into new forms, new possibilities, new expressions of the infinite creativity that was and is and always will be compressed into that single perfect image, the egg. The cosmic egg floats in the darkness. It has always been there. It will always be there. It is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the source and the destination. And you, dear traveler, dear sleeper, dear child of the hatching universe, you are both inside it and outside it. You are both the shell and the bird. You are both the potential and the actualized. You are the mystery at the heart of existence. You are the question and the answer. You are the cosmic egg. Sleep now. Rest in the darkness. Float in the primordial waters. Let the shell close around you. Let yourself be held in that perfect, sealed, safe space where nothing is required, where nothing needs to happen, where you can simply exist in pure being, in undifferentiated wholeness, in the peace that preceded all separation, all division, all the complications of existence. You are safe in the egg. You are home in the darkness. You are held in the cosmic womb. And you will rest here, peacefully, deeply, completely, until the moment comes to wake, to crack open, to be born once again into the light. But that moment is not now. Now is the time of darkness, of silence, of the egg, sealed and whole. Now is the time to remember where you came from, to remember what you are, to remember that before you were a person with a name and a story and a life, you were potential. You were possibility. You were the universe dreaming itself into existence. You were the cosmic egg.
And you still are. You always will be. The egg never fully hatches. A part of you always remains inside, in the darkness, in the wholeness, in the peace before creation. And that part is always available to you in meditation, in prayer, in sleep, in any moment when you close your eyes and turn inward and remember. The egg is there, waiting, welcoming you home. And you can rest there as long as you need. You can float in the cosmic waters. You can feel the shell around you. You can know yourself as the unborn, the eternal, the source from which all things come and to which all things return. Rest now in that knowledge. Rest in the egg. Rest in the darkness. Rest in the profound peace of the origin. And when you are ready, not tonight, not in this sleep, but someday, in some future waking, you will crack open again. You will hatch again. You will be born again into the light. But until then, rest, float, dream. You are the cosmic egg. You are the universe before creation. You are the perfect, sealed, whole and holy mystery. And you are loved, and you are safe, and you are home. Good night, child of the cosmic egg. Sleep peacefully in the darkness. Dream beautifully in the void. And know that when creation needs to happen again, when the universe needs to be born again, you will be ready. The shell will crack, the light will pour in, and you will emerge, transformed, renewed, reborn. But not tonight. Tonight you rest. Tonight you remember. Tonight you are the egg, unbroken and whole. And that is enough. That is everything. That is the peace that passes all understanding. The peace of the cosmic egg.